go down the line and you could just say who you play.
Okay. Alright, I am Michelle Kramer, and I play Ava Bloom. Who's got the man? I got the man. Aim to the A to the yes, right P. Woo!
My name is Claire Margaret Corlett. I play the voice of Sweetie Belle. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I really like your mane!
My name is Maddie Peters, and I play
Scootaloo!
by the way,
It's not a chicken! Scootaloo!
I am Brenna, and I play Bad Seed.
More like the Cutie cry babies!
So first off, could each of you just talk a little bit about the characters that you voice?
Sure. Okay. So Ava Bloom, that's just sort of offensive. But why is the first word that comes to mind when I think of Ava Bloom is kind of whiny. you know, she's just a little bit of a whiner, but she's got such a big heart. And ultimately, I think she just really wants to help people, and that becomes very clear when they finally get their cutie marks, because their cutie marks they help people find their, which I think is super awesome. But Ava Bloom, she's sort of maturing now, but I used to describe her as being a naive and then also contrasting herself in that sometimes she can be very mature. So she's kind of unpredictable in that way. But she really, really cares about her friends and her family, and ultimately just wants to do good in the world. So that's Ava Bloom, and I really like my character. So, yeah.
Sweetie's also a bit whiny.
They're all a bit whiny.
Just like me. She's very, I don't know, she's got her own thing going on, you know? Can be super evil. I like to describe her sometimes as having like two faces. She can be super evil and like type of like attitude towards things, and then the other time she can be sweet because she's Sweetie Belle. And I don't know, overall, if she was a real person, I'd love to be friends with her. There you go. And when people ask me what character I play on My Little Pony, I say the one on the scooter, because that's Scootaloo in a nutshell. And she is a very determined little pony and very a daredevil with a scaredy cat side and a tendency to get very, very, very overexcited, become a huge fan of things, just like me.
Scootaloo, you would hear Scootaloo in this room right now if she was a fan of My Little Pony. You'd be like, wow!
Yeah.
Be that one fan that's just screaming the whole time.
Yeah. I would say Babsy is very shy, but then at the same time, she can really show you what's up. I'd say sort of the one bad apple episode, she's very misunderstood. Bullying gets the best of her, but I think she's a very good character and very sweet on the inside.
So, what traits in each of your characters do you relate to the most? Or do you think is the most like you?
I would say her sort of desperate need to know what she has to do in life, like what one thing is gonna really, propel's not the right word, but
Fly?
shot.
Soar?
I don't know, some cliche word like that. But just like the one thing that's really gonna start everything up, and like the future, and being an adult and whatever. Because I do so many different things, and I always have struggled with. But there's gotta be like sort of one thing that's really gonna push me forward and sort of lay the groundwork for my future. I'm still trying to find that. I'm pretty sure it's like music and songwriting, but I still don't know. So I'm very similar to Ava Bloom in that way. I don't think I'm as scared of it, but I do really want to know, I don't know.
Sweetie Belle kind of has this part of her that she wants to kind of be the mom of the group. Not like the mom of the group, but like sometimes if we have an idea that is going to take place, she'll say things like, are you sure that's the best idea? And then everyone's like, yeah, obviously it's gonna be great. But she has this sort of like, I don't know, we should do this. And I feel like that is something, at least right now in my life, that I relate to. I tend to be the mom of like my friend groups. And sometimes I am the only person that'll be like, hold on, let's think this out before we do this, because it's probably not a good idea. And like to lay out all the ways it could go wrong too.
Yeah. So, you know how Scootaloo gets around Rainbow Dash and everything related to Rainbow Dash? That's like who I am as a person. So I would say that's how I relate to Scootaloo.
For Bad Seed, I would say maybe I'm the not so aggressive side. I can be quite shy and awkward. But also, fun fact, when I was younger, because Bad Seed's cutie mark is a pair of scissors, when I was younger, I wanted to be a hairdresser. So that's a little cool tip. There you go.
So is it getting harder as you get older to voice these characters? Because they don't seem to really be growing up physically in the show.
I wouldn't know because Bad Seed hasn't been back in a while. So, anybody out there knows any people wants to bring her back? That's sort of my answer.
Well, Scootaloo's voice is very different from my voice. And I think was very different when I started. So I think I always had to push pretty hard to get that really, really high little squeak. So it hasn't gotten any harder. And it's actually gotten almost maybe a little easier since I've gotten so used to it. It's become just a second voice, like I got a separate pair of Scootaloo vocal cords in there.
Well, in the earlier seasons, Sweetie Belle used to squeak, and then she stopped all of a sudden because the person playing her voice hit puberty. So it has been hard to like try. I mean, your voice changes over time too. It's not just about like the range. I can still pretty much do the range of where I was at, but my voice when I was 8 years old was totally different. Like I had kind of a lisp in there. And especially when I was like 5 years old, I totally had a lisp. And then it's kind of gone away over the years. And so the way I speak was like a little different too. So it's not really about like, hard isn't the best word to describe doing the voice now. I would say it's just more, I don't know, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Fine, I'm going with fine.
I'd say it hasn't been difficult for probably about 3 or so years now, just because, you know, when I did hit puberty, my voice is just like Maddie's, like very naturally low. So there was that initial, whoa, like I got a picture of way higher, but my voice has pretty much been stationary for, 3 years now. So since that little transition period, it hasn't been difficult for me.
So how do you feel about your character's growth in the season now that they've gotten their cutie marks?
Every time I see a plushie now, when people come up to me at the autograph table, I'm like, what's that? Oh, right. I see the cutie mark, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And they've had them for so long now, but it still doesn't connect with me. I'm like, wait, that's just doesn't feel right. But it does.
It's
it
weird.
doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I think we're all pretty happy with how they got their cutie marks. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see, like, as the show continues, if they mature even a bit more, because they're still like the younger ponies. But I don't know we don't know what Hasbro will do with them or whether idols will take it. But I'd like to see them maybe grow up a bit more.
There's an episode that came out with Sweetie Belle in it recently, and it was kind of about Rarity treating her like a little kid. And she's like, I'm grown up now, excuse me. And it was a really cool, it was a really cool episode. And I think that's shown a lot of like Sweetie Belle growing up now. She's kind of like in a tween phase, I guess. We don't really know in the universe like how old we are. We never really did, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to see what other things will happen / turn into what Sweetie Belle's gonna encounter in her life. Yeah, I'm ready for that.
I think Scootaloo's done a lot of facing fears, and that's a big one. Like first one I can think of is like Sleepless in Ponyville, like turning point. And I still think that the Cutie Mark Crusaders have a lot of growing up to do, so I can't wait to see where that goes.
Well, we found out about Babs's Cutie Mark through a letter. But I was really impressed actually because they did mention, oh yeah, she has scissors probably because she was always blowing the hair out of her face. Maybe she'll be a hairdresser and things like that. And I thought that was actually really sweet because when you first meet Babs, she sort of gives into the bullying and she doesn't quite fit in and she's just sort of doing what she feels like she has to do. And now if she does eventually become a hairdresser or something like that, she's essentially helping other people and really stepping up. So I thought that was really neat. So hopefully we'll get to see that.
So if you have a pony OC, can you explain their cutie mark to us? And if you don't, is there like a symbol or a tattoo that has to do with your one special talent?
I'm still putting you on the spot. And you don't know what the answer is quite yet, so you can take it.
Well, if I had an OC, a cutie mark or personality that would be best like me would be sort of quirky and shy, kind of like Babs, but I think a cutie mark might be something like a sketchbook or some sort of drawing thing, because I like to doodle and draw, so nifty little artistic pony, I would say. Yeah.
Mine would be the same as Brenna's.
Same.
But you know, I'm an illustrator, so I would probably have something drawing related, or like my laptop, because I'm always using that.
Okay, well there's a couple different things. Like, I have obviously Sweetie Belle, which is like my character. Then I have like my, I don't know what you would call it, like the OC is like the pony version of you, right?
Yeah.
So like this con has done a really cool job of like creating OCs for us, but this is just like what, I don't know, what they think I look like, which is what I look like. I'm not like hating on this at all, but like, so there's like this, which I'm not really sure what that is. I don't know if you can see it. You can get a close up here. It's like got a little me on it, right? And it's kind of cool. But then I also made one, a pony called Green Screen, and she had like a green mane and then like a yellow body, and she had, her cutie mark was like a film camera or like a clapper thing, because I love filmmaking. A marker. There we go. For clapper, I should probably know what that is. A clapper. But yeah, it's got a clapper, which represents my love of filmmaking and films. Yeah. I don't remember when it was created, but I've had this sort of fan-made OC for a long time now, a couple of years, and it's like on my con badges and stuff. I don't even remember where it came from. And I'm so sorry if the person who created it is in this audience and I don't remember it and I'm offending somebody. I'm sorry. A bad long-term memory. But it's like this, she's got brown hair and like yellow streaks in it, and then she's got I think like a star with a microphone in it. So that's pretty neat. I'd probably take away the star. Maybe, I don't know, like a microphone and I don't know. It's the thing, I do so many different things, I can never decide. But I think a microphone and maybe like In a magic 8 ball,
like
there's like 8 different options.
yeah.
Or like a Rubik's.
Yeah, like a Rubik's Cube. Something like that, I don't know. But I do have a dice.
So when you got your cutie marks in real life, so to speak, when and how did you discover those passions?
Wait, like us as humans?
I thought we were like actually ponies.
Wait, yeah, me too. What's going on?
I love it when little kids come up, they're like, wait, you're not actually a pony?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry to break your heart right now. We're just boring humans.
But you are talking about us as real people,
Yeah,
right?
real fleshy people.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Who wants to start?
Deep questions.
I know, this is a very deep question. Well, I kind of touched
so
on it,
young.
but we're so young. Yeah, so, I love so many different things. I love songwriting, I love just performing in general. I love theater, I love film and TV, I love voice acting, I like teaching acting and different stuff. I love a lot of different things, but I'm pretty sure I'm realizing, just even in the past year or so, that songwriting is something that I'm really, really passionate about, and it feels like the most me. Like, I like work, especially that I can put a lot of myself into. So that's why I'm kind of realizing maybe film and TV is not my favorite just because of that, just because it's sort of false in a way. But I think songwriting, if I had to choose one thing right now in this moment, because I'm always changing what I'm passionate about, but I think this is gonna stick. I'd say like songwriting and performing my own original music. So yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm one of those rare people who had a good idea of what I wanted to do since I was a very, very, very small child. And that thing is drawing. And when I was just old enough to hold a marker, I drew all over my walls, and my poor parents had to scrub it off because I was old enough to scribble on walls and not old enough to scrub it off. So I think that's probably when I realized that I had my built-in talent or passion for drawing.
Again, we're very similar in the artistic stuff. Yeah, when I was quite young, I drew a lot of things, tried to copy different things, objects I'd like to draw and doodle. And I'm actually, a lot of my friends that I graduated with, they all went right into university in September after they graduated, and I took 2 whole years and counting to still figure out what I want to do, which is totally fine and normal. I just, normal, I swear. But, and I'm actually going into a program in January, which is not really related to drawing, but I've still been doodling and drawing, and though it's more of a hobby now, it's still part of me. I still like to draw a lot, so it hasn't really gone away, yeah.
Cool. There's nobody left. Nobody left.
Okay, well, I like doing a lot of things as well, and I think that what I am kind of gravitating towards is acting, being an actor, more than, I don't know, doing other stuff in the film industry. I'd like to start there, then hopefully move my way into like directing or writing stuff, because I love being the boss of other people. And I think for the most part, I've stuck with that the past couple of years. I've known what I want to do. I've graduated high school now. Although, contrary to what I just said, I'm going to university for not acting, so, but it's like in the same range of stuff in the industry, so it's not that weird. But, I don't know, I'm just gonna figure out if I like acting or writing or directing more. But I think I'm gonna start with acting. That's a good spot.
Yeah.
So what do you imagine your CMC doing when they're the same age as the main 6?
Ooh, how old are the main 6?
Yeah, like
is that
1,000 years,
that should
10 years, who knows?
What's the age difference between us and our
Young
just like
adult.
short and tall? Young and let's say they're in their 20s.
They're in their 20s. Yeah.
So being like 10 or 15
But then again, when they're in Equestria Girls, they're in high school, right?
Oh no.
What?
Oh, we're only like 4 years apart then, right? We're freshmen or something, and they're like seniors.
Well,
Is that the right American
young
term?
adult, I guess.
We're in school. We're in elementary school. You know what? Let's just say that I feel like in the pony world, they're in their they're mid-20s. That's
And
my.
I say, do whatever Michelle says.
I thought you liked being the boss.
Contract. I changed from 3 minutes ago. I really don't know. So, like the difference between what we're doing now and what we would do as adults, as our characters.
Jobs.
I feel like Sweetie Bo would open up like some sort of stage where she like teaches like preschool ponies how to like sing and like do musical theater, like create a little This is musical theater. This is the musical theater 101, first class. Yeah. This is the symbol. I would like create like a little stage performing arts center, and then like teach the little kids, the little ones, how to dance, sing, and be on stage. I don't know, something like that maybe. Oh wow, thank you. Don't stop.
I feel like Scootaloo would be a professional daredevil. I mean, I know that's not a very big surprise, but I feel like Scootaloo would still be riding that scooter, doing crazy stuff on that scooter.
She'd go on to like Equestria's Got Talent and got all the judges. You know, they'd have to go outside for her act and do the scooter stuff.
I think Babs would. I mean, they did mention with her cutie mark being scissors. They did mention her, I guess, name. But she could be a hairdresser, and I feel like she'd be one of those hairdressers that is talking to people about their problems, like, oh yes, go on, how are you, kind of thing. Tell me about your problems. Or scissors is in being very crafty and building things and that sort of side of, yeah.
I could see Apple Bloom in the future being like either the vice president or like or not president, but like I didn't go to school. I've been in school in so long. Headmaster of Twilight's Friendship School or something. You know? I feel like she'd continue to do that because she loved the arts and craft stuff, but I feel like that's more of a hobby. She really just, her like main passion is helping people. So I could totally see that. Or like maybe her own school. Oh, she started a rival school. She wouldn't do that, but I don't know. I see that. I see that.
Yeah.
When Twilight wants to retire.
And then on the flip side, where do you see yourselves in 10 years? More
That's
a loaded question.
Yeah, is this like a job interview?
It'll have to be in 10 years.
All right.
Man, how old would I be?
28. Hopefully had 4 kids by then.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I don't know. Oh man, why did I start speaking? Don't listen.
It's okay, I'll jump in. I'm gonna be 31, so I'll probably hopefully be a successful freelance illustrator / comic artist and making great, dumb videos for YouTube.
I would be the 29, 30-ish, and hopefully I'm doing something very impressive. I'm really interested in a lot of things in the arts. I'm similar to Maddie, I like to draw a lot, and Claire, I'm interested in a bit of filmmaking kind of stuff as well. So the program that I'm doing in January is a production program, so I'm learning about sets and building and all that behind the scenes stuff. So hopefully in 10 years it'd be really cool if on the side I was making art and then also creating films and just creating things, being artistic in that realm. This is the realm symbol. We're creating symbols of the
Musical theaters.
Yeah.
Realm.
Yeah.
Claire Corlett. Oh, sorry.
Hey. Okay. So, how does anybody know what the youngest age is for someone to win an Oscar? Because whatever that is, I'm gonna beat.
I think no, it's like 11 or something.
Yeah, it's already up.
What? I think you're like 8 years older than that. Oh yeah.
No.
The youngest cast member on SNL though was Pete Davidson, and he was I think
19.
19. So you
I gotta go. Guys, bye. Okay. Well, either way,
I just
youngest or not, all my dreams are crushed. I'm gonna probably get an Oscar at some point in my life. Let's take away the probably. I'm gonna get an Oscar at some point in my life. So supportive. And I would also like to have entered more than one film festival that means something by then. Whether I directed something or wrote something or did something in some way. Basically just like winning lots of awards. Yeah.
your priorities
That's
are
me.
fantastic.
It's me at 28.
That's you now and at 28. You'll never change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just right now I'm finishing my first solo all originals album, and I'm really. I'm totally like keep pushing the deadline though, because the first set of songs that I originally started with, like this is my album, almost none of them are on my album now because I just keep writing. I write a song like every 2 weeks. I'm like, no, I don't like the oldest one, right? Anyways, hopefully sometime next year, like February or something. That'd be good. But I would love to be in a position. Does anybody know who Sarah Bareilles is? Woo! Oh, yeah. Okay. See, I love the position that Sarah's in because she's not in the constant mainstream public eye, but she's a very successful pop artist. She's had like 2 huge blockbuster hits, like Love Song and Brave. And she's been nominated for 7 Grammys, and so she's very highly regarded, and she's very successful. And she's got a really awesome core group of fans, but she sort of stayed out of that cookie cutter pop world that's very but she did everything she wanted to do, and she still had like a pretty normal life. That's where I want to be, to have the success, but not necessarily all the crazy, weird stuff that happens in Hollywood. But I want to be successful to a point where I can help other people I care about and just do good in general and be able to donate as much as I can to charity. Like I just want to be in a good position to, I don't know, help other people. And so if that's through my music, then perfect.
We're gonna be so cool 10 years from now.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna open it up to Q&A. So people have to line up here.
Run. I mean, don't run.
So don't slip in those shoes.
All right, while the line is happening, one more question.
Yeah.
If you could snap your fingers and make it happen, who would you like to work with on a future voice role? Oh, I love this question. Sorry. I just got
Wait. I would want to voice with Steve Carell or Kristen Wiig, because they are my favorite actors of all time.
I would, for a voice role?
Yes.
Shoot. Oh, shoot. Skip. Not yet. I want to work with Maria Bamford. She's a comedian and she does voice work. I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, get a nice zoom in on this thing.
Oh, no.
Get a close-up, please, of Bernard Drummond.
Oh my god, this is really intense. Did everybody else have any
No, Claire hasn't answered yet.
No, I haven't answered yet.
There's so many licenses.
Your time, Brenna. This is your time.
I'm gonna give you 3
voice role for that happening. So I'd probably say like, I don't know, Kristen Wiig or like Jenny Slate or what the heck is his name? Bill. Thank you, Bill Hader. Yeah, he does a lot of this weird stuff. Now, Brenna.
Again, oh my gosh. Well, I like a lot of shows. I love The Office and Parks and Rec and stuff like that. So, I don't know, somebody cool like Aubrey Plaza or yeah, pretty awesome. So I'll go with that. I love Aubrey. All right, we're ready. First question.
Awesome kids are at the front.
What is your favorite song?
Just in general or on My Little Pony?
Both.
Okay.
Nice, smart.
Oh no. Okay, my favorite song of all time, just in general, is probably Lie to Me by Sarah Bareilles. And favorite song from My Little Pony, I think is, I really liked the Gala song. The Into the Gala, we must go, because I just heard it today when we were doing the sing-along in the kids' room, and I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of forgot about it. And because Mom's has a choir, and so they sang on it, and I was there when they were learning it and recording it with Daniel and stuff, and I remember really liking it when I was a kid. So I'm gonna say that today. That's not usually my answer, but that's my answer today.
Yeah, I know. My answer changes all the time. I think the song I've had on repeat the most in the past like couple of weeks is probably Bruno Mars' "Perm" from his new album. That or Ariana Grande's like "Greedy." I really like that song. Ariana Grande. Oh, whatever. Ariana Grande and Bruno Mars. And then probably from the show, I would say my favorite song is "We'll Make Our Mark." Yeah.
My favorite song of all time is not much of a crowd pleaser because nobody ever knows it and it's 25 minutes long, but it's called Impossible Soul by Sufjan Stevens, and it was the only song I could think of when you said that. And my favorite song on My Little Pony is Backseat.
Out of My Little Pony, obviously I'm gonna have to say the same song. It's a pretty good one. And in terms of not MLP, I'm pretty weird. Just generally a lot of 70s music, actually. So a lot of older songs I like. Yeah.
Thank you for answering.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you for asking.
If you could voice any of the main six, who would you voice?
Ooh, I love questions about taking other people's jobs. I just had a wisecrack. I didn't actually have an answer, so you guys can go.
Oh no!
I really am bad at
It'd be
being
interesting to see, let's just say, so, and if nobody gets offended, let's just say it'd be fun to see the Cutie by Crusaders, like Apple be Applejack, Sweetie Belle be Rainbow, not Rainbow Dad, you know what I mean? And then for the main six to then switch it.
what, like a time travel episode?
Yeah, like where they become, like Freaky Friday. No, like a Freaky Friday episode where the three, like, sisters. I know Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo, we don't know if they're really like sisters, but like they switch, the three switch, so let's just,
Yeah, that's a good answer. And you get nobody, Brenna. I'm kidding! You guys! Who would you take? I don't even know. Who would I take? Wait, aren't you related to Big Mac? That would be so fun.
That'd be amazing. That would be amazing. Yes. Let's have this happen.
No further comments.
All right, we're pitching this. This is
Yeah, this is an official pitch. We're sending it to Hasbro as we speak. Thank you for the question.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I have two questions. One, is Scootaloo ever gonna fly?
You know, I can't answer that question because that would be a spoiler, and I don't even know. I don't know the answer. But do you want Scootaloo to be able to fly?
Yes.
No.
There's that strong feelings about it.
No. You have a second question?
And why is Sweetie Belle's magic green and her sister's is blue?
Why is my magic like on my horn green instead of blue?
Yeah.
I have no idea because I don't know how to draw. And there's a little group of people who draw the show and they make that decision, and I have no say in it, and I have no idea what it even means. I think things are created maybe from the fandom that has answers for you. Like green means a specific thing. I think green, I was told by like a fan that green means like you're new at magic. And then blue, I guess, is what Rarity has. That just means you've been doing it for a long time. I have no idea. I just made up an answer. I don't know anything. But thank you for the question.
You're welcome. How did you start your careers?
That's a good question.
Wow.
Start on the other side? Yeah. Okay, all right, fine. Start on the side. I started doing, well, I was singing and performing the second I was basically alive. I came out of the womb like this. I'm a star. Let me be a star. But I just, my parents ran a music school in our house called Paper Music. And basically, right from the start, I was like listening in on all these music classes, and I learned how to sing. And basically, it was just a part of me and my family too, because my parents are both musicians. And so it's just a part of me from the very beginning, and our house was extremely musical. And then when I was 4, I did this little animation thing that my dad was working on as a piano player, because he needed a little kid to play a swan. So I was a little singing swan who acted as well, and then I was like, oh, I could do this. And then I got my first voice acting agent when I was 6. Actually, that's not true. I got a film and TV agent when I was 6, and I booked my first voice acting thing through that film and TV agent, which was Lucy in a reincarnation of Charlie Brown with Claire. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was like,
I knew that.
yeah, it was almost 12 years ago, if you couldn't believe your butt. That was a weird expression. that's definitely not a thing. Believe your butt. I just turned into like a 75-year-old. Oh, you better believe your butt. Butt, yes, bottom. Then I was also doing a little theater when I was a kid, and I started doing film and TV when I was 7 or 8. So I've been doing this for quite a long time, and it's just been a part of me. So I've always known I wanted to be an entertainer. So yeah.
I have a question for you. How old are you?
I'm 11.
11. Wow. I'm going to teach you a word today. It's called nepotism. What it means is that my parents, I started my career off through a family member, which is basically a cheap way of doing everything in life. So basically what happened is my dad was a voice actor already, and then I started reading, because I always loved to like put on shows when I was a young kid. There's the musical theater! Oh yeah! Full circle. And so I'd like put on shows and like always tell my parents, look at me, I'm ready to do something cool. And then they were like, okay, we have to like funnel this into something. And then my dad was like, well, let's see if she can like read. So of course, I couldn't. I really couldn't at the age, which I don't know, was like 3 or 4 or something. And my brother could read at that time because he's 2 years older than me. So he started reading stuff, and then I started repeating it, and I acted it out, and he would just like read it to me. And then my dad was like, hey, this kid's like pretty good, if I do say so myself, because that would be, you know, his own kid in that scenario. But and then I got my first gig through my dad, again, coming back to the word nepotism. And he gave me a role on his show called Being Ian, which is a show about his life. And it was a very small show, and it was actually recorded in the same place that we record My Little Pony, believe it or not. So that's how I started, and then the rest is history. You know.
So I'm gonna come back to the word nepotism. My dad also works in animation, and he's also here at the con. And my first role, I promise I'm not just copying Claire, but my first role was also on Being Ian.
Oh
And I
yeah,
wanna
there's
say the
such
same
cute
episode.
photos. There's such cute photos of us.
Yeah, it was like we were playing like preschoolers or something.
Yeah, we were like yelling into one mic. There was
Yeah.
like 4 kids. Like Tabitha was there. She was in the back. There's like, man,
That was fun.
those are the days.
Remember it.
Those are the days.
But yeah, that was my first role, and then after that, I got an agent, and then got on other stuff.
So my dad is also here. So he had an agent, and if he would get auditions for certain shows, and there were young girl characters or young boy characters, I have a older brother and a younger sister, then you might say, oh yeah, I do have some younger kids too, maybe they might want to audition for this. It's like, oh yeah, maybe they could. And then, so that started happening, and then I started to kind of like it and get a feel for it and practice a bit more, and then here I am today, so yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Big question for an 11-year-old. Goodness.
What is your favorite poem? That was.
She's a little shy. She wanted to know what your favorite episode of My Little Pony is.
That's a great question. Well, thank you. What's your name? What's your name?
It's Paige.
Paige. Hi, Paige.
Paige, don't be shy. We don't like you.
Oh. Okay, I'll answer Paige's question. So, my favorite episode, man, this answer changes so much too, but the one that always comes to mind is Party of One. Yeah. It's so funny. My favorite episode is the one where we get our cutie marks. Still don't know what the name of it is, and that's okay.
Crusaders of the Lost Mark.
I know, yes, I know. It's possible. I know.
I swear I'm not copying Claire, but Crusaders of the Lost Mark.
Typo.
I would have to go with both One Bad Apple and the Family Geek.
We always know the Cutie buttons, so why not?
Who do you think is the leader of the CMC, and who do you think your characters think is the leader?
Situation. It kind of does.
Let's not.
For the most part, though, like you have a lot of monologue-y things, like, "All right, guys, we're gonna do this."
I'm sort of the person, like, I'm sort of the ringleader in that. Like, Appleton's the, like, okay, this is what we're gonna do today. But that doesn't necessarily
Well,
mean that,
necessarily
like,
answer
she's
all of
always the
them.
leader.
They have to do
I
other
think
things
they
as well, so
all
they'll
have,
cut it
like,
off eventually.
leader.
She's the one that
qualities.
gets us to like stop talking.
I know.
Yeah,
They'll cut it
life,
off
every,
and
it's
cut it.
like, yeah. So true.
I don't know. Yeah, it switches.
We should have put Maddie between us. That's what we usually
I know.
do.
I think Scootaloo thinks Scootaloo's the leader.
Yeah.
I would say in general, me, I think they all have very... No, I didn't mean it like I think I'm the leader. That's not what I meant. Sorry. My opinion is that I think all of the CNCs have great qualities, but I think Babs would probably think it's Apple Bloom because they're cousins, sort of showing Babs around town. That's sort of
Yeah, so,
what I
you
think
know,
Babs
like,
would think.
so the popular opinion.
Okay.
Well, thank you. You guys are the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, this is for Claire, Maddie, and Michelle. On a scale of Fluttershy's yay to Scootaloo meeting Rainbow Dash's parents, how excited were you when you found out your characters finally got their marks?
I think I got a text from Claire. She was like, bro! Really? Yeah, I think you just, I don't know, you said what it was. You were just like in all caps. You were either like, yo, bro, or something. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, you probably just saw the email of the script before me, and then she told me, I was like, oh, yeah. I think because we saw, like, we get the scripts pretty much almost a year before you guys see the episodes, so we knew oil. But we didn't know it was coming, though. Nobody told us that it was going to be this season or whatever.
The thing was, I started reading it, and then I was, just looking at my lines because narcissist, and I was highlighting every Sweetie Belle thing, not reading like what's actually going on. I was like, okay, do I know how to pronounce this word? Okay, be good. Oh, there's a lot of songs, so I like paid attention to the songs. I was like, wait, hold on. Why are we singing about songs? What is this? And I'm like, wait, what? And then I started reading back, and I'm like, oh, this isn't a joke. We actually get our cutie marks because there was an episode before where like she had some disease where like you got a whole bunch of cutie marks. And I thought it was then, and I was like, you got your cutie mark, and then I was like, oh no, I don't know how to read. So that didn't happen, and I was like, this can't be true. So I thought I got joked on another time, the second time, and then I didn't really believe it, and then I really got to read it, and I was like, oh, cool. And then that's probably when I texted you, bro. Yeah.
And like, I was very excited. I'm not gonna do the scream, but like, it was like the scream, Scootaloo scream level of excited, so.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Thanks.
So, simply put, if you were a superhero, what would your power be? And what would your weakness be?
Oh, man.
That?
I hypnotize people with the sound.
As a superhero.
Oh.
The ability, my superpower would be like the ability to create like hit songs. And then my kryptonite, if you will, would be what's it called? A blackout. Like when all electricity goes out? That would be like, does that count? That's weird.
Are you Electro or something?
Basically, I'm Taylor Swift living in like the Alps where the electricity goes out.
Okay. Alright. Interesting.
Wait, is it like
What superpower would you want to have, or what superpower realistically, if yourself was like like, I don't know.
What one would you want to have?
What would I want? Okay, so that's different than like what it would.
I want to fly.
Yeah.
So I change everything I just said.
I want the ability to answer any question, and it sounds boring, but if you think about it, there'd be like an infinite amount of things you could do. Because if you could answer any question, like what's the meaning of life? Are we the only, like, how do we travel to the nearest inhabitable planet? Like, you would be able to do everything if you could answer any question. And then, what was the first part of it?
What's your weakness?
Oh, what's my weakness? I am just perfect. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know. I'm stubborn, so I'd probably like get myself into trouble if I had that. If I could answer any question, I'd probably get too freaked out by the answers, like get very overwhelmed with the answers. And so I would like be contrasting my own power, be like, I don't want to know the answer, but I do. So I don't know. That's sort of
Just like an existential spot.
yeah, exactly. It'd be like an existential struggle with myself.
I have a really bad sense of smell. Like, I can't smell things well at all or taste things well. So I just want to have like a super nose. Like, just like a really, really good nose like a dog, but better than a dog. And I guess then my weakness would be really stinky things.
Cool superpower. I would say I would want to be like Mystique. Just be able to become other people. That would be really cool. And probably a weakness, I'm really afraid of needles. Probably something to do with just, put it simply, wounds or anything like that. Probably just generally wouldn't go well.
Thank you for your question. We only have like a couple minutes left, so we're gonna do like a lightning round and see how many answers we can answer in the quick amount of time.
To Maddie, Claire, and Michelle, how did it feel being on Romy's React?
Really fun, crazy, cool, cuckoo, other C words.
Crack-a-lackin'.
Yeah.
Crazy crack that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they said it. Great.
Awesome experience.
Thank you, you guys rock.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll try to make it quick. Having grown up while doing the show, what lessons have you kind of taken from the show itself and put into your own life, or has affected you as you've kind of grown up with the characters?
The episodes, from the episodes?
Anything from the show?
Oh, wow, that's cool. Ooh.
I would probably say, seeing her struggle with trying to get her cutie mark made me realize, I shouldn't stress about it. Like, it'll happen, and I'll know eventually. Like, life will just take you down a path, and you'll find the thing that really makes you most happy, and just naturally. So don't stress about it when you're young.
Okay, what I would learn is more outside of the show sort of thing, is how to really be an adult and how to present yourself in front of people and how to be friendly and smart.
I would say communication, because there are so many episodes that could have been solved if two characters had just talked to each other.
I would just say, generally in My Little Pony, I would say it might be scary, but just to put yourself out there and really be true to yourself. There's a lot of quirky and different ponies, and so to just be themselves and really be brave and do what you want to do. I think that's really special about the show.
All right, I'm sorry we're out of time, but thank you all for coming to the CMC.